Hey, yo, Renzo Gang, how y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? This is another WrestleLamia joint. This one is titled, excuse me, y'all. This one right here is titled Huge Botch at Night of Champions 2025. And also a debut of a superstar. We're going to get into that in a second. Now, I will say this. I did like Night of Champions. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to talk about all the matches, as I go through this. I liked it. That debut I finally been waiting on. Goodness gracious. Bloodline 3.0. So with that being said, Renzo Gang, let's dive on into this. Oh yeah, let's get it. I hope you all have had a very good day today. As y'all can see, I'm eating on some ice cream, cookies and cream flavor, one of the best. And we're just gonna enjoy it. So let's get it, Renzo Gang.
What is going on, guys? It is WrestleLamia here, back with another video. Now it's time for Night of Champions as WWE crowns this year's King and Queen of the Ring. We also had a huge debut on the main roster. Bloodline 3.0 is here, a major botch to a finish, 3MB reunite, and a WWE fan arrested. Join us now as we recap WWE Night of Champions as well as look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new videos on WrestleLamia XL.
Mahal
Now,
got
as
mad.
always with these premium live events, we start off with the recap as the first match of the night is the King of the Ring finals match as it's Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. Now this match is no longer a case of a student versus the teacher as Cody Rhodes has come too far to be anything but an equal to his former mentor Randy Orton. Both superstars pull out all the stops for this match, with Cody and Randy showing heel tendencies, whether it was Cody attacking Orton's well-known vulnerable back, or Orton going
Cody
for the
about to turn
kick
heel.
on the
I can't
American
wait.
Nightmare. Randy takes off one of the ring pads, looking for the edge to get the win, but unfortunately, Cody flings Orton into the corner, injuring Randy's already softened up back. Cody hits Crossroads for the win, as he becomes the 2025 King of the Ring. Raw and SmackDown general managers Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis congratulate Cody, giving him the crown. Byron Saxton interviews Cody, with Rhodes putting over Randy and Jey Uso. Cody says he's had a tough battle ahead regardless of whether he faces John Cena or CM Punk at SummerSlam, but Randy Orton definitely looked angry after the match, with Cody giving his promo in the ring. That Orton heel turn is definitely coming soon. Next up, Raquel Rodriguez versus Rhea Ripley in a street fight. And the animosity between these two goes far back, and fans know Rodriguez is still looking for revenge on Ripley after the Eradicator sidelined Raquel with an injury during Rhea's run as a heel. The street fight is a mixed bag for Ripley, as it allows her to rely on brawling and power moves, but it also does the same for Raquel, whose size and power rivals Ripley. Things were chaotic enough until would-be Judgment Day member Roxanne Perez showed up late in the match, giving Raquel time to recover. However, Rhea catches Raquel off the top of the table, hitting an avalanche riptide to end the match, as Rhea Ripley defeats Raquel Rodriguez. Next up is Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross with Scarlett. This is a match Karrion Kross goaded Sami Zayn into getting, and it's actually his first PLE match since around June 2022. Kross dominates, putting Sami into jeopardy several times, including locking him into his finisher, the Cross Jacket. Sami makes it to the ropes, only to endure more punishment from Kross. However, a haluva kick out of nowhere destroys Karrion Kross, allowing Sami to cover him for the win, as Sami Zayn defeats Karrion Kross. Next up is champion Jacob Fatu versus Solo Sikoa for the US champ.
Now, I had to pause it on this one. That match was good.
Championship. Jacob Fatu is looking to remind Solo he's all gas and no brakes, while Solo is determined to show he's no choke artist, as he makes his latest bid for his first title on the main roster. But unfortunately for Solo, he's no match for Jacob's Fury, and the Samoan Werewolf all but toys with him, but that is until Solo calls upon every member of his faction, including JC Mateo and a returning Tongaloa to lend an assist. Yeah, the GOAT is
Botchaloa is what y'all call him, Botchaloa. Tongaloa is back. He's back. We're just waiting on Tama Tonga now.
actually finally back. But even these two aren't enough, but that is until...
For those that don't know who this is Hikuleo, the younger brother of Tama Tonga and Tongaloa. And his name is now changed to Tala Tonga. He's the baby brother, but the biggest one out of the three Tongans. I was so happy he debuted. And then after this match, Zilla Fatu and Lance Anoa'i tweeted to Jacob saying, if you need some help, we got you, Oos. Boy, this bloodline storyline gonna run forever until the world ends.
New bloodline member Hikuleo shows up and he debuts chokeslamming Fatu into a table and making him easy prey for the Samoan Spike, as Solo Sikoa is the new United States champion. Next up is the Queen of the Ring finals as Asuka takes on Jade Cargill. Now this is a battle between a superstar who's done it all and one who wants to do it all, with both determined to get their shot at the women's title at SummerSlam.
I'm not gonna lie,
Jade uses her raw power to stay in the match, while the Empress of Tomorrow relies on strikes and submission holds to wear down her opponent. Asuka looks to end the match with the Empress Impact, only for Cargill to stop her and hit Jade for the 1-2-3, as Jade Cargill is a 2025 Queen of the Ring. But now it's time for the main event as undisputed WWE Champion John Cena takes on CM Punk.
Hey, this match is good. CM Punk and John Cena always have good matches. They always do.
For the WWE Championship, and while it's 14 years later, it still shows that nothing has changed, other than John Cena being a heel. In fact, even CM Punk is wearing a similar attire, as well as sitting in the ring whilst waiting for Cena to make his entrance, just like he did at Money in the Bank. But the match is moving at a breakneck pace until the referee is inadvertently taken out, preventing Punk, who just hit a GTS, from covering Cena. But then Mr. Money in the Bank Seth Rollins shows up with his briefcase and his henchmen Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed, as well as Paul Heyman, taking Punk out. But then Charles Robinson runs in and he does that furious 100-meter sprint like he did back at WrestleLamia, but Cena takes him out of nowhere, leading to a confrontation between Cena and Rollins. Rollins and his crew are taken out by Punk and Cena, who continue their match while they wait for a new referee. Punk extends his hand and Cena shakes it, only to go for a low blow.
And it was so funny because when John Cena was getting beat on by Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker, Penta came out, but he was doing his little Penta walk. I'm like, Penta, get to the ring, man, and stop playing. And John Cena outsmarted Seth Rollins and CM Punk.
Yep, Cena done got us again. However,
hey, this low key is a meme. This is a meme. I don't care what nobody say. This is a meme.
But Punk blocks it, only to get clobbered by Rollins, who bonks him in the head with a briefcase and follows up with a curb stomp. However, Cena dispatches Rollins, covering Punk as the referee conveniently recovers to make the 3 count as John Cena closes out, retaining the WWE Championship at Night of Champions. But that was a quick recap of what about the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. As always, we start off with the good as number 1, predictable but powerful. A Cody Rhodes King of the Ring win over Randy Orton wasn't exactly a big shocker. Nevertheless, the match delivered, with Rhodes and Orton wrestling like this was a retirement match. No mercy was shown, and fans are already speculating whether Cody and or Randy are beginning the road to playing heels. In fact, Cody was definitely a little bit heelish in that match, right? I mean, he was targeting Randy Orton's back like it was nothing. The announcers enhanced this match by playing up...
See, this is the Cody Rhodes I like. Like, show... Okay, I get it that you're a clean, squeaky baby face. I understand that. But Cody, we all know you. You started as a heel for a while. You didn't really become a face until really, I think till you got to AEW. And, well, before AEW, when you was a part of the Bullet Club, when you and Kenny were facing off, you know, to see who was the rightful leader of the faction. That's until Tama Tonga, Tongaloa, and Haku created the firing squad and eliminated all of y'all. For my wrestling fans, y'all know the firing squad. Tama Tonga, Tongaloa. That's the Tama Tonga I miss.
Cody and Randy's history, along with Orton's goal of winning his 15th World Championship. Cody's win will also get him a rematch for the World title, but savvy fans already know Cody is headed for a collision with Randy Orton soon enough, but just when remains to be seen.
I cannot wait.
Oh yeah, bonus points for WWE bringing back Randy Orton's original pyro, the Golden Shower. Yeah, I did call it that.
I didn't even notice
Raquel's
that.
Redemption. Our fans never know what match
I didn't notice that.
them, and tonight, Raquel Rodriguez versus Rhea Ripley street fight was a very pleasant surprise, with this feud showing the most life we've ever seen out of Raquel since her return at Bad Blood and joined the Judgment Day, attacking Ripley as payback for kayfabe putting her tag team partner Liv Morgan out of action. Now, unfortunately, Raquel's feud with Rhea has been a dud until recently, which sadly is just one example of how uninspiring Raquel's main roster career has been. To be fair to Raquel, she's had some bad luck with health issues and equally bad booking. But nonetheless, there comes a time when a superstar has to rise to the occasion or start avoiding their phone on Fridays. But thankfully, Raquel's attack on Rhea on Raw this week and tonight's match was arguably the best work that we've ever seen from Rodriguez, a sign that she's not looking at the rearview mirror, but laser focused on making a mark. Number 3, referee to the rescue. Referees are always background characters in a match, but as fans know, they play a very significant role. Tonight, the referee was hard at work while still remaining in the background during the Rhea Ripley vs Raquel street fight. Now, you may have missed it, but the referee lent a big hand during a key spot, including the potentially dangerous spot where Ripley and Rodriguez battled atop of a table set on the top rope. The referee acted like he was trying to talk both superstars down, but as he did, he secretly steadied the table with one hand. He also managed to hold the steel steps in place while Raquel Rodriguez drove Ripley's face into it. He made so that the stairs wouldn't fall right on top of them after she was done, which is just a great touch. Referees are really the unsung hero in matches. A fiery finish. As predictable as tonight's show was,
yeah, that was a
WWE
good
did
finish.
turn up
I
the
ain't
heat
gonna
with
lie,
an
Night of
attempted
Champions
Money in the
was not
Bank
as bad
cash-in
as
during the main
everyone
event,
thought.
leading to a temporary alliance between John Cena and CM Punk, and some dirty looks between Rollins.
Because at first, it looked like John Cena was about to turn face again, and then I'm like, bruh, you a villain, dog.
Punk and Cena. While the match's outcome was never in doubt, the WWE threw in enough twists and turns to make it memorable, including a spot where John Cena took substitute referee Charles Robinson out of action to keep Rollins from cashing in his Money in the Bank briefcase.
I'm sorry.
It also kept everyone strong in the match. Rollins didn't have to cash in, John Cena retained, and CM Punk lost at interference. We gotta say that this one definitely isn't done between Cena and Punk, and hopefully they will revisit it before Cena ends up hanging up his boots for good come December. All in all, whilst the interferences weren't quite as spectacular as WrestleMania 40's ending, in fact it was kind of random having Penta there, it was good enough. And to be fair, I like the finish.
Well, no, not really.
What about the bad? It's number 1, Karen at a crossroad. Well, what's next for Karrion Kross? Well, it's difficult to understand why WWE continues to job Karrion Kross.
Technically, that was not
This
random.
Night of Champions solidified his record of almost 0 wins at PLEs. In fact, he's only won once, and that was against Drew McIntyre at Extreme Rules. But fans have got to wonder whether the former 2-time NXT champion will sign a new deal with WWE after his lackluster booking. Right now, it's hard to imagine why Kross would even want to stay, given WWE's track record with him. It was bad enough watching Vince McMahon's booking at Kross, as who can forget that damn helmet, but Triple H, who supposedly knows how to book NXT talent on the main roster, hasn't done anything significant with Kross. Kross has never looked better, and his social media skills have turned him into a fan favorite, even though he's been stuck in endless backstage segments. Tonight's loss to Sami Zayn all but confirms WWE really doesn't have anything planned for him, and while rumor has it that WWE officials see big things ahead for him, fans are understandably skeptical after hearing the same thing about Finn Balor over the last 2 years. Now, hopefully this isn't a one and done between Sami Zayn and Karrion Kross.
What are y'all doing with these characters? Like, seriously, stop wasting talent.
Getting the big W. Right now, we can only think that Sami Zayn won because it made the Saudi fans happy. Number 2, Bloodline 3.0. And was the Bloodline really dead at this point?
Now, when Tama Tonga comes back, Solo's faction is complete. But my thing is this: now that Jacob's a face, you pretty much got Jacob, Jimmy. Whenever Roman comes back, and that's if they decide to, work with Jacob. And then you also, whenever Zilla 2 comes and you got Lance Anoa'i, who's technically in NXT, but he hasn't even showed up. I'm like, what are y'all doing with these characters? But that's development. So I can't say, I don't work in WWE or any type of wrestling, so I don't know.
We have a whole new bloodline including Hikuleo, Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, and JC Mateo. But the faction right now just seems like a Temu version of the bloodline. Solo Sikoa is more or less a comedy act. JC Mateo just has zero aura, and we don't even know what WWE's done to him. Tonga Loa is botch extraordinaire, and
Yeah, I don't know what in the world is going on with JC Mateo, aka Jeff Cobb, but it's like, it's cringy watching him since he's debuted in WWE. Like, I don't know what it is. It's cringy watching him compete and perform. It's like you just look so out of place. He looks out of place. I don't know what it is. He just looks out of place. I don't like it. It's making me mad.
Hikuleo just seems like an add-on at this point. WWE is just making it worse, as now Hikuleo will be known as Tala Tonga in the bloodline. I mean, this honestly sounds like a name that Vince McMahon would just pull out of a hat because the guy's tall. What has WWE done to the bloodline? Now, of course, we should always give this some time, but it just feels like the bloodline
Yeah,
has just
just let
been
them
milked
cook.
to death at this point.
Just let them
Number
cook.
3,
That's all you can
insulting
do.
the fans' intelligence. Does WWE think its fan base is stupid? What else can explain how Solo Sikoa captured the United States champion with blatant help from Jason Mateo, Tongaloa, and Tala Tonga? While we understand WWE wants Jacob to chase Solo for the title in a classic scenario of overcoming the odds, the match itself was overbooked, with the referee apparently suffering a temporary case of blindness as he overlooked interference from 3 different wrestlers. The WWE could have just easily booked this as a no DQ bout to write off the interference.
Or what they could have did was like they did at WrestleMania, Bloodlines rules match. They could have just done that. That would make more sense. And then I would say a lot of people are upset that Jacob Fatu lost the title. I'm not, because Jacob Fatu is not mid-card level. He's a main event level. Honestly, right now, let Solo Sikoa be that monster United States champion. Like how they did Samoa Joe back then when Samoa Joe was in WWE. He was the United States champion. He was a great champion. Let Solo Sikoa do that. Like right y'all wrongs from when y'all took that title, the North American Championship from Solo Sikoa. Which to this day I still don't understand why they did that. WWE, why take that title from him off of one defense, but y'all let Dominic Mysterio, who was on Raw, y'all let him hold that championship for months. Just like Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair, y'all let them hold the NXT Women's Championships, and they were both on Raw. Make that make sense. What y'all strip the title from Solo Sikoa when he's on SmackDown with the Bloodline, when all members had titles? Why did y'all do that? That didn't make any sense to me. I'm still puzzled about that to this day. Let Solo Sikoa be a fighting champion. Well, never. Since he's a heel, let him be that monster heel champion. Jacob Fatu needs to go chase after the big gold, because he's not mid-card level. Jacob Fatu is main event level. Just like when Gunther lost the Intercontinental Championship, let Gunther go for the big title. Let him go for the world title, the WWE title. Like Jacob Fatu, let him go for those titles. He don't need the United States Championship, nor the Intercontinental Championship, nor the tag team titles. Jacob Fatu is too good of a talent to be mid-card level. He's the best out of the Anoa'i Fatu family bloodline, period. He's the best pure athlete in the family. Some people disagree, but hey, that's just facts. You see what that man can do in the ring. And WWE, look outside of WWE. Look at his matches outside of WWE. Even when he tag teamed with Zilla Fatu in the Indies, Jacob Fatu is a monster.
Number 4, a botched finish. Did Jade Cargill deserve to become this year's Queen of the Ring? While Cargill isn't the first wrestler with a great look to get a major push despite some very obvious in-ring limitations, nobody could overlook the botch finish that happened against her and Asuka. While we absolutely love Jade Cargill's Storm cosplay, I mean, she really did slay in that, nobody could have overlooked the fact that she had botched the finish in such a horrendous way possible. Whilst the match was okay enough, the finish saw Jade Cargill go for a pin, but then completely slip up and still hold Asuka's legs for the cover, even though her shoulders were clearly up. It just made the win totally invalid. Wouldn't it have been better if they just tried to redo the finish? That was nothing downright ugly tonight, but it was another predictable PLE where anyone stunned by the match outcomes were tuning in for the first time ever. Fans are increasingly becoming jaded with the WWE product, and PLEs like this offer no incentive for fans to watch or expect anything new. The reality is that WWE is making so much money phoning it in, it has no reason to want to rock the boat. A pattern that unfortunately longtime fans have seen before, including WCW in the late 90s and the WWE in the 2010s. But what do you guys think of Night of Champions? Let us know in the comments down below.
It was straight.
Now let's move on to the news.
Now my thing is this: why is Night of Champions now all of a sudden a PLE without all the titles being defended? Make that make sense. It was only 2 championships defended: the WWE title and the United States title. That's the whole purpose of Night of Champions. Not a King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring.
News story looks at a WWE fan arrested. A WWE wrestling fan is facing serious legal trouble after allegedly attempting to break into WWE superstar Liv Morgan's Florida home. Sean Chan, 41, from Scarborough, Ontario, flew from Canada to Orlando on May 26, 2025. He claimed to the US Customs that he was staying at a WWE Performance Center. However, 5 days later, surveillance footage captured him outside of Morgan's private residence about 2 hours from the airport. He was seen walking around the yard before approaching the front door, where he checked under the doormat for a key and repeatedly tried the lock, unsuccessfully. But even more concerning was that he picked up an air rifle pellet gun left on the porch, a 6-hour MCX .177 capable of firing metal pellets at 600 feet per second. He reportedly sat with the weapon on Morgan's porch for over 2 hours. Before leaving, Chan placed a handwritten note near the front door claiming that the visit was friendly and stating, "I just wanted to let you know I was here." The note bizarrely mentioned online gaming disputes and included Chan's personal contact information. He was arrested on June 3rd in Orange County, Florida, and is currently facing federal charges. Now, this is a really disturbing incident, and has certainly raised concerns about weird behavior from fans, as well as wrestlers' safety. WWE hasn't commented on the case, but the situation highlights the increasing risk public figures face from obsessive fans. We're just glad that Liv Morgan is okay. And finally, 3MB reunite. Drew McIntyre took to Twitter to show that they got the band together of 3MB, as Drew McIntyre, Jinder Mahal, and Heath Slater all posed for a picture. Now, the group reunited for Jinder Mahal's wedding, which took place in Canada. This is probably one of the best reunions ever. But there you have it, folks, our look at Night of Champions, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below. I'll see you next.
Alright. I don't know how many times I have to say this, and I cannot stress this enough. Wrestling fans, y'all have got to stop being weird. At the end of the day, yes, they're putting on a show for us to entertain us. At the end of the day, these are real men and women. Stop being weird. Showing up at their place of residence where they lay their heads, where they possibly have children. Stop doing that. Like, seriously, fans, y'all have got to stop doing that. She could have seriously been hurt, or, worse. Y'all have got to stop doing that. Like, seriously, fans, y'all have got to chill out with that. That's not funny. You don't just show up at someone's place of residence. You don't do that. Stop doing that. They're human beings like we're human beings. That's their job, to entertain us and put on a show. They put their bodies they sacrifice their bodies, their mental for our entertainment. Y'all have got to stop being so obsessed, doing too much. I get that y'all love them. Yes, one of my favorite. I say that Stephanie Vaquer is my wife. I love Stephanie Vaquer. Jada Parker, yes, I love them. I'm not finna be stalking them. No. It's just like the Bloodline, they're my favorite faction. I'm not finna sit up there and stalk the Bloodline, even though I would never do that, because number one, is a lot of them. So stalk them at your own risk if you want to. But still, like, fans, y'all have got to stop being weird. Stop doing that. Y'all are gonna make it hard for other fans to be able to be in attendance. Stop doing that. Y'all not gonna ruin my wrestling experience. Y'all not. So please stop. Now, as for Night of Champions, it wasn't a bad PLE. Nah, that some of the botches here and there, yeah, I get it. But in all, I would give that PLE a 7.5, 7.5 out of 10. It wasn't bad at all. I did like that finish though with the WWE Championship match. The United States Championship match, that match could have been, a Bloodlines rules match, if you know what I mean. That's what it could have been. Instead of, doing all of that, it could have been a Bloodlines, But I'm still happy that Hikuleo, aka Talatonga, has finally debuted. Tonga Loa is back from his injury, and now all we gotta wait for is Tama Tonga, and the Bloodline 3.0 is complete. JC Mateo, they need to do something with him. Like they messed him up. But other than that, you guys post some comments down below. Let me know what you thought. If you enjoyed my reaction, hit that like button, share, and subscribe, and make sure you hit that post notification button so you be first to get your videos. Renzo Gang, I love y'all, and I will see y'all next time. You feel me? Yeah.